Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. As I'm sure you are well aware, today kicks off the Sephora Spring Savings event for VIB Rouge members. You can now shop using the code OMGSPRING and save 20% off at checkout. Pretty incredible. I know most of us look forward to this every time it comes up, and we've all been editing our shopping carts for at least a few days, if not several weeks now, depending on how serious you are and how much damage you are planning to do. I've already uploaded my general recommendations video, so I will link it down below in case you're interested and you missed it. But today I'm going to be featuring 10 products that will transform your beauty routine. I consider these things to be game changers. And I only have 2 repeats from my general recommendations video, but the first one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. This was the first product that came to mind when I started to think about what products I wanted to include in my recommendations. Now, this does come with a little asterisk because if you don't have a lot of natural brow hair, this isn't going to do anything for you. It will change no game. But if you have even sparse brows and very bushy brows, of course, this stuff is incredible. I have not gone a day without using it ever since I picked this up. And it's kind of a product that went viral online. I saw a bunch of people doing tutorials and showing just how much it freezes the brow, and I immediately ordered it. I think it was actually sold out from Sephora, but I ordered it directly from Anastasia. Amazing. Just an amazing brow product. It holds all of the hairs in place, and it's a lot less stiff than a brow gel, but it holds the brows. I think it does a better job holding the brows than a brow gel, but they stay a little bit soft. It's a very interesting product, and I've tested it out a few different ways. I like it both ways. You can either fill in your eyebrows first and then apply this to set them, or you can move all of the hairs exactly where you want them to be and then fill them in. I have found that it's easier for me to go ahead and fill in my brows and then take my spoolie and I just run this through, and it fluffs up all of the hairs. They stay nice and bushy and fluffed for hours until later on in the day, and they look so nice. It's just the easiest product, and you only need such a small amount. You really don't need a lot. As soon as I do run out of this, I will replace it. I can't imagine now not using it. Definitely a game changer in my book. I'm not really going in any particular order, just the order in which I feel inspired to talk about these products. This next item is very new to my beauty routine, which is why it didn't make it in the general recommendations, but it is a game changer. This is the new T3, I think it's called the Smart Curl ID. Several months ago, T3 sent me a few products complimentary. They sent me the Lucia ID hair straightener and this smart curling wand. And I only recently tried this because I've never really used a curling wand. A long time ago, but I was never really that great at it. And I'm not the best when it comes to styling my own hair. For the longest time, all I did was straighten it, just pin flat. Then last year, 2 years ago, I invested in the T3 wand. I picked up the World Trio on sale. Amazing. That at the time was a game changer, and then I just curled my hair with the wand every day. It's not that user friendly. You would think that you would just plug it in and it would be sort of intuitive, but I actually had to watch a tutorial online. It's very easy. It's not rocket science to get it to go, but you kind of have to play around with it the first couple times. I will do a demonstration using this curling iron at some point, but I just wanted to make sure to mention it today. I pulled up the information. It's the Curl ID 1.25-inch Smart Curling Iron with Interactive Touch Interface. It's $235. Very pricey. T3 is professional, but if you can get a discount, 20% off, that would be amazing. It doesn't say how many settings, but basically you can automatically adjust to your specific hair needs. There's a way that you can program it so that it knows that your hair is chemically treated, color treated, how coarse your hair is, and you input all of this information right here, and then you can lock the settings so that every time you turn it back on, it immediately heats up to that level of heat. And you can also, it has a manual setting as well if you want it to be a little bit hotter. You can always go hotter, although I don't recommend it. After learning from my stylist, practicing, referring to the videos that I took while I was in the chair, I find this to be a lot easier than the wand. And you would think the wand would be so easy because you just kind of wrap and go. but I think this creates a prettier style. My hair's so long, you can't see it all in frame. The ends still look really curly, even though the top probably looks kind of flat. If I stand up, you can see this part looks really nice. This part has stayed nice and curly. But I think it looks really pretty. It's a much softer, beachier wave than the wand, which gives a tighter curl. I love it. If you're used to using a curling iron, you have an iron that you love, and that's how you style your hair, this probably won't be quite as revolutionary for you as it has been for me. But I just find it to be so smooth and easy. The motion, the curling motion, is very simple. It doesn't pull or snag my hair. This clamp, there's something about this that is very intimidating if you don't know what you're doing. But I've never had an issue. No hair has ever gotten caught anywhere. And I love the fact that it does have the customizable heat setting, so it's not going to burn my hair as well. It doesn't heat up quite as hot. It doesn't hold the style quite as long, but I feel like I'm not doing as much damage to my hair either, and I love the style. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Has completely changed my hair. I will do a more in-depth review. I probably need to play around with it a few more times, really get the hang of it before I try to do any sort of demonstration, but I love it. It's amazing. Game changer number 3 is the Saint Tropez Bronzing Mousse, the Self Tan Express Bronzing Mousse. Not the extra dark, not the classic. I've tried those as well. This is hands down the best sunless tanner you can buy at Sephora. There's one other sunless tanner that I like a little bit more, but you can't buy it from Sephora if you're trying to take advantage of the deal. With the discount, this is the best way to go, and they're so comparable. In fact, I've been using this a lot longer than the other one. I used this for years and years and years, and then 2 summers ago, I think it's been that long, I swatched all of my sunless tanners and I was trying to figure out which was the best shade. This one. Tan Luxe, Isle of Paradise, I even tried some of the drugstore brands, Bondi Sands. I took everybody's recommendation, Vita Liberata, which they don't carry at Sephora, but I tried all of the luxury sunless tanners. Some of them failed so miserably. This one was one of the best. It was right up there. Barely a difference between this and the Australian Glow. That's my other favorite. It gives a very olivey tan. It's not orange. It's not too warm. It's a very beautiful golden bronze. And it also takes you pretty dark. Now, the cool thing about this Express Mousse is they say you can leave it on for an hour if you need something really quick. Leave it on for 2 hours if you don't really have time but you have a little time. Or you can just leave it on the full 6-7 hours if you want it to be as dark as possible. I used to go in with 2 coats of this tanner. Now I don't find I ever need to be quite that dark. I just go in with 1 coat and it's perfect. It takes me from very pale to very tan in just 1 application. I do always use the mitt, of course. It will get on your sheets. If you're worried about that, you can always go in with one of the clear mousses. The problem with the clear mousse is that it just isn't as effective and they're just as expensive. I don't know how you can really justify that. I cannot tell you how many bottles of this tanner I have gone through. Probably 5 or 6 at this point. I've been using it for such a long time. You don't have to use as much because you don't have to go in with as many coats to get a lot of color. So this bottle should last you a pretty long time, but the key point of difference here, what makes this so much better than the others, is the shade of the tan, the undertone. It's so beautiful. It's going to give you the best natural looking tan. This is the desirable sunless tan. I kind of messed up the order here. Before I sunless tan, I always have to exfoliate my body. That is the #1 essential prep step. And this is my favorite. It's the Kopari Coconut Oil Coconut Crush Scrub. And the reason why I like this body exfoliator over any of the other ones I've tried from Sephora is that it stays really fluffy and grainy. You have that really nice grit in there, so it gets rid of all of the dead skin cells, that top layer that needs to go, but then you're left with the hydration and the nourishment from the coconut oil, so it leaves your skin feeling nice and smooth, which is so important. You have to hydrate your skin as well because sunless tanners can be a bit drying. You definitely want to apply body lotion after you sunless tan, after you rinse it off. But even before, it's important to hydrate the skin. That way the sunless tan goes on nice and smooth. So I always love to use this. I keep it in the bathroom. I've been using it constantly. It sort of looks like quicksand from the beach. I also have the Dr. Brandt Body Exfoliator. That one is really nice. I feel like the grit is even grittier with that body exfoliator, but it doesn't leave your skin feeling hydrated. The price is right. In fact, I love the Kopari body care products. The in-shower oil, body milk, the hydrating body wash is incredible. Even the new latte scrub is amazing. I think my shower is filled with all of the Kopari body products. They're all great. If I had to choose a favorite, it would probably be the scrub and then the hydrating body wash. Smells like heaven. I just love their products so much. I love this brand, but it's pretty affordable. I don't think it's too expensive. Here's another body product that I love, definitely a game changer. These are the Dr. Dennis Gross exfoliating body treatments. I talked about the face treatments in my general recommendations, and I have mentioned these before. They're relatively new. They launched a couple months ago, and it really was the natural progression. They needed something like this. I was using my face exfoliating wipes for the body. I would take it down my neck, my chest décolleté area, but by the time I get down here, the wipe is basically dry, and they're so small since they're intended for the face that you couldn't really use it for the body. It just wouldn't be cost effective. I would end up opening several packets for just one treatment. Well, now they have the body, so it comes with a much bigger wipe. You can get your arms, your chest, your stomach, the areas of the back that you can reach, your legs. You can do basically your whole body, everything that's easily within reach with just one wipe. It contains alpha hydroxy acid. It leaves your skin feeling so soft and smooth. I have a lot of sun damage on my chest from growing up in Florida, getting sunburns multiple times a week, every single week from age probably 5 to 21. I even tanned in a tanning bed, if you can believe it. In high school, I would go every afternoon when I got out of school. I would drive directly to the tanning bed. Cannot believe I used to do that. I kick myself now, and I can see the damage on my chest, and even the texture of the skin is so different from other places on my body that are never exposed to the sun. So I love using something like this because it really helps get rid of all of that dead skin. And that's really the magic, is exfoliating that top layer. It forces new skin cells to the surface, and the more and more you continue to slough off that top layer, it brings the new fresh, clean skin that hasn't been burnt by the sun to the surface. It helps to get rid of hyperpigmentation, sunspots, any discoloration, fine lines and wrinkles as well. It takes time. It's really an investment. You have to make sure, one, you're using them, you're consistent. You can't just buy the box and expect it to do the work for you, but as long as you remember and you are dedicated to the process, you will see results in time. It's one of those things. It's just like retinol for the face. You have to use it, you have to give it some time, but it does work because it's just going to get rid of that top layer. If you're not really concerned with the signs of aging, you just want to prep your skin for the sunless tan, then you can go ahead and stick to the Coconut Crush Scrub. You wouldn't necessarily need this, but if you're concerned about the signs of aging, I would incorporate a pad like this as well. This gets all of that dead skin off that this is not going to be able to reach. Doesn't matter how hard you try with this, this is going to be more effective. I have a few more hair care products here to mention that I didn't talk about in my recommendations. Olaplex, number 3, the go-to. I think I've talked about this in just about every other recommendations video. I don't know why I forgot. I think I had so many things on my list, I just didn't mention it. And I just sort of assume that if you know about this product, you're gonna go ahead and restock it during the sale. I always use it. It is the perfect treatment, especially if you have color-treated damaged hair. This is going to help strengthen the bonds. Now you have to use this in conjunction with something really hydrating, like a hair mask, a deep conditioner, detangling treatments. You have to add all of that moisture back as well, but this is going to help with the bonds and the proteins of the hair. I already have a backup bottle, so I don't need to restock this just yet, but Olaplex recently launched number 8, which is an intense mask. I love hair masks, so I'm definitely going to add that to cart, and I'll pick that up during the savings event. I have one more hair care item here to talk about, and I feel like I have talked about this a lot lately. I've mentioned it in so many different videos, so my apologies if you're sick about me raving about this hairbrush, but I discovered it recently and it has made such a huge difference. I feel like I have to get the message out. It's my responsibility to tell you guys about this incredible brush. It's this Christoph Robin detangling brush. It smooths your hair, leaves your hair feeling so soft and silky. I'm not going to demonstrate and brush through my hair now because I did touch up my curl at the end, and I like to wait. I don't use this every single day. I really like to use this before a wash day. After a few days, when I have a little bit of oil at my scalp doesn't get that oily. I'll brush through my hair and I just kind of move and massage those oils down from the scalp through the shaft of the hair down to the ends, and I leave it on another night. Huge difference. If you don't have dry, color-treated, damaged hair, you just can't understand the struggle. It probably sounds weird, not really that important, you don't understand what the big deal is. If you have hair that is color-treated significantly like mine, your base is really dark and you colored it really light, I'm telling you, this makes such a huge difference. Not only that, even if you don't have color treated hair, these boar bristle brushes are so gentle on your hair because this texture sort of mimics the natural hair structure, so it's less damaging than a traditional brush. It's not going to pull and yank your hair. I use this before I wash. I also have the round brush version that I use for my blowouts. It does an incredible job giving you a smooth, sleek blowout. I just can't remember life before these boar's hair bristle brushes. In my previous recommendations video, I purposely skipped eyeshadow. I figure most people probably have so much eyeshadow already. It's going to be very personal depending on what's on your wish list, what you already have in your collection, but I am going to touch on it today because there are two palettes that I would definitely recommend. They're not new, they're not anything you need to rush out to get, but they have been total game changers for my makeup collection. The first one is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette. I know, collective eye roll. I talk about this all the time. I wear it constantly. Rarely a day goes by that I don't dip into this palette, one of the colors. I've been using this shade right here, the fourth shade in the palette, as my transition shade. Basically every single day, I use this as depth in the crease, or the outer V, just about every single day. And as you can see, I've hit pan right here. I use this as my brow highlight and inner corner highlight. The only other large palette I feel so strongly about that forces me to put down the Pillow Talk and use something else is the Natasha Denona Glam palette. I love this palette. It's neutral. Both of these palettes are pretty neutral, so it might be pretty boring. But I would say if you're on the fence about either of these, take this as your sign to go ahead and pick them up. You will not regret it. I am not a huge eyeshadow palette person. I'm not a huge eyeshadow palette collector. I don't have stacks and bookshelves of these types of palettes. I don't think you need to own that many. If I woke up tomorrow and all I had were these two large eyeshadow palettes, I probably wouldn't notice. That's how often I grab these and how seldom I grab the other palettes, every once in a while. And if it's a special occasion, I'm really taking my time, maybe a date night, I want some glitter, then I'll pull out probably a Pat McGrath Labs. But other than that, on a daily basis, the palettes that I truly get use out of, that I could easily justify the purchase, say you're definitely getting your money's worth, because the chances are very low you're truly going to use up any of these large palettes. These two, this is it. This is really all you need. And this Glam palette is a bit more dramatic. It's not so easy every day because you have a lot of shimmer, you have a lot of those deeper shades, and the cool tone of this palette looks very elegant and sophisticated. So I love grabbing this or Pillow Talk. It's one or the other. This next item is something that I plan to pick up during the sale. It's the Pharmacy Green Clean Makeup Removing Cleansing Balm. And I've talked about this a lot. I did include it in my recommendations. For me, this is definitely a game changer because I've tried just about every other cleansing balm at Sephora, and this one is the best. And I feel so strong and confident in my opinion because I have tried so many and they aren't as good. I feel 100% confident recommending this to people. If you have not tried this cleansing balm, definitely do. Take advantage this time around. It just melts your makeup right off. It takes all of your face makeup off, long wear foundation. It's really gentle on the eyes, gets rid of all of that stubborn mascara. And then when it rinses off, it leaves your skin feeling really soft, clean, no residue. It's not difficult to remove. A lot of the cleansing balms I've tried, they're so thick and sticky or goopy, and they don't rinse off very easily. I don't like that at all. I feel like I get out of the shower, and even after I've double cleansed, I'll have smears of makeup all over my face. They just aren't nearly as effective. The Pharmacy Green Clean, best of the best, definitely. This is also an Allure 2017 Best of Beauty Award winner, if you care. Here's another product that I love, used to use constantly, would restock time and time again, and I haven't needed to use it lately, but I was recently reminded of it, and I feel the need to talk about it now, because if you are somebody who still struggles with breakouts and bad blemishes, you need this Kiehl's Breakout Control Targeted Acne Spot Treatment. They also have a little herbal salicylic acid treatment. Not that one. It's this one. It's a little bit pricier. It's $30 for the tube. It will last you such a long time. I just haven't needed to use it lately, but several years ago when I would still struggle with bad breakouts and blemishes on my chin area, especially the really bad hormonal blemishes that feel like they are rooted down to the bone and they're just never going to disappear or heal, this was truly the only product that would work for me. And I used to go to Sephora constantly, try everything. I would scroll through all of the acne treatment product pages, just looking for anything. I know the frustration when you're having bad breakouts and it feels like you're doing everything right, you're washing your face, you're taking care of your skin, but you're still struggling. It's awful. Try this product. It worked for me, and it was definitely a huge game changer. For a while, I could not be without this. I have one final honorable mention in the fragrance category. I was scrolling through all of the pages and pages of fragrance, and there are so many incredible fragrances available at Sephora. But if I had to choose one favorite, something that would be a game changer for my beauty routine, it would be Mon Guerlain Intense, because this has to be my husband's favorite perfume on me. This is going to vary from person to person. Of course, I'm basing this off of my personal experience with the perfume, but I have never, ever received so many compliments as when I do when I wear Mon Guerlain Intense. There's something that is captivating about this fragrance. I won't even mention that I'm wearing it. I've kind of been having my own social experiment because I'll switch up my perfume, wear something else, no reaction. I switch back to Mon Guerlain Intense, and it's, oh my gosh, what are you wearing? You smell so amazing. Oh, what is that? Every single time. It doesn't matter. Without fail, if I wear this perfume and I walk past my husband, I'm guaranteed a head turn and a compliment, and that is exactly the reaction I am hoping for whenever I wear a perfume. And it has become one of my all-time favorite fragrances. I love wearing it because I love the attention. And that completes my list of game-changing products from Sephora. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. I want to hear from you guys. What would you consider to be a game changer? Drop me a comment. We will keep the conversation going there. We can all help each other out down in the comment section as we are all frantically adding things to cart. Happy shopping if you're a Rouge member. I'm sure you've probably already checked out at this point. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned, everything on my face down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.